Batman Arkham Series. Whether it's the series or whether it's the universe that this series takes place in, it has done a lot, in my opinion, for the gaming community. Because if it wasn't for Batman Arkham, Arkham Asylum and the Arkham series, we would have never had the Lord of the Rings, whatchamacallit, Shadows of War and all those ones, because they take place in the same game engine and a lot of the same mechanics. So today, I saw there was an article talking about a potential return to the Batman Arkham Universe, or actually the Batman Arkham series, not just the universe. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is one of my beloved series. I absolutely adore the Arkham series because at the end of the day, it was so much fun. And don't at me because it's a hill I'm going to die on. Batman Arkham City should have won Game of the Year back in 2011 instead of Skyrim. So let's talk about this real quick. All right, you guys. So I just had to pull it up, right? Because if you take a look, my big head's in the way now. This is the original Batman Arkham game, right? Done in 2009. I was 19 years old when this game was released. It's an amazing game. Amazing. And it really opened my eyes as to open world. Granted, I had Grand Theft Auto games that were open world, but nothing like the Arkham games, where it was open world, had a story, had a really good flow. Now, granted, there were some parts that were linear, where it would take you to the point that you need to go, but for the most part, the game was very open world. Freaking Steam, 10 out of 10. IMDb, 9.1 out of 10. IGN, instead of giving it a 7, gave it a 9.3 out of 10, which is very impressive. The second game in the series, of course, Arkham City, which, like I said, it's a hill I will die on. Should have won Game of the Year. Amazing story. I like the ending to this story. Before you get to the DLC, it just hits me in the feels. Steam, 10 out of 10. IMDb, 9.4 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10 from IGN. Very, very impressive numbers right there. And like I said, I feel like Arkham City was definitely peak Arkham. Roll right into the next one, which this one sadly was not voiced by Kevin Conroy, but nonetheless, it's still a really, really solid game with a really, really good story. 9 out of 10, 4.1, 8.2. This one doesn't even have an IGN ranking right here. Followed by the redheaded stepchild, the problem child, Batman Arkham Knight, which, if you played Arkham Knight on consoles, you had no issues whatsoever. The biggest issue was the port to the PC. I know a lot of my buddies that played PC were like, yo, Arkham Knight's dog water. And I'm like, no, Arkham Knight is an amazing game. It had, the story for this game was amazing. Like I said, the ending kind of hit me in the feelings. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 on IGN. Metacritic has it sitting at an 87. This, once we get past Arkham Knight, is where these games supposedly take place in the same universe. But Gotham Knights. I actually started this game and I barely got out of the tutorial after playing for 3 hours. I didn't care for it. I did not. Like I said, I played for about 3 hours and then I dropped the game. It has a 74% like for this video game. Steam gives it a 6 out of 10. IGN 5 out of 10. The next redheaded stepchild, which is the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. 7 out of 10 on Steam. 4.3 on IMDb. 60% rating on Metacritic. And Google users says 30% of users like this game. So you guys are probably wondering, we're 4 minutes in. What am I trying to get at? They're planning on trying to really revive and save the Batman Arkham games with a VR exclusive. Why? And I love the sub title right here, in the sub headliner, and it's not developed by Rocksteady. Mind you, Rocksteady makes amazing games. They made Arkham Asylum, they made Arkham City, they made Arkham Knight. I believe they also made, Rocksteady made Suicide Squad Kills Justice League. But the two that didn't was Arkham Origins was actually made by Warner Brothers Game Montreal, and Arkham Knight was also made by Warner Brothers Games Montreal. 8 years after the last Batman Arkham game, Warner Brothers has announced the next in the series of Batman Shadows. Batman Arkham Shadows, okay. The good news is I actually have a VR, so whenever this comes out, I'll be able to check it out. Batman Arkham Shadows is a VR game set to release exclusively on the MetaQuest 3 in 2024. Never mind, I have a MetaQuest 2. Warner Brothers and Meta said it's developed by, I have no idea, Camouflage, makers of the Iron Man VR game in the Oculus Studio in partnership with Warner Brothers Interactive and DC. Warner Brothers failed to say who voices Batman in the game, but promises more details will be revealed by Jeff Knighting Summer Game Fest on June 7th at 2 p.m. The teaser trailer down below. Here, let's take a look at it. Oh no. Oh no. So I'm going to have to sit here and talk while this is playing. But if it's going to be on the MetaQuest 3, to me, that makes it sound like they're trying to push sales for the MetaQuest 3. Because it doesn't make sense. Here, let's see. They're going to DMCA strike me if I freaking play the music. But, I mean, it's beautiful. Of course it's going to have beautiful graphics. This is going to be the launch trailer. But the problem I have is the fact that it's going to be a VR game. Like, that's very gimmicky in my opinion. So, oh god, look at that. It's got to be Scarecrow. Batman. Arkham Shadows. Yeah, I figured that's all it was going to be. Here's the official blurb. Evil stalks the streets of Gotham City is in danger, and now you're the only one who can save it. Tune into Games Fest. Prepare. The reveal of the Batman Arkham Shadows comes just 3 months after the launch of Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, developed by Batman Arkham Studio, Arkham Series creator Rocksteady, which I genuinely feel like Rocksteady, I believe, was acquired by somebody. I can't remember who. But if that was the case, I think a lot of the problems they have was the fact that, you know, they were trying to really fit microtransactions in. And on top of that, like, I don't know why they feel like they need to get away from the single player experience because the Arkham games were just so amazing. Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League is a high-profile flop for both developers and publishers with extremely low player numbers on Steam. Warner Brothers has admitted the controversial live service game has fallen short of our expectations. No, duh. It's not that good. I tried playing it because I had a game trial on my PlayStation. I was like, I'll give it a try, and so bad. Some of the frustration with Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League stems from not being another Batman game from Rocksteady, despite the fact that it was set within the Arkhamverse. The developer Batman Arkham Series is much loved by fans, with 2011 Batman Arkham City in particular held up as one of the greatest, if not the greatest superhero video games of all time. What do you mean, if not? I want you guys to name a better like superhero game than Batman Arkham City. Like I said, Batman Arkham City, in my opinion, is the peak of the series. And on top of that, it has to be hands down the greatest. The greatest, brother. Superhero video game of all time. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Marvel Spider-Man's good. But I would put Arkham City above Marvel Spider-Man. Like I said, it's good, but it's not as good. But it's been a long time since Rocksteady released a Batman Arkham game. In fact, the last one was released in 2016's Batman Arkham VR. The announcement of Batman Arkham Shadows will no doubt shine yet another light in the studio's trouble with Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League amid questions around Warner Brothers' commitment to live service long term. Warner Brothers is yet to announce Rocksteady's next project. I think truth be told, I would not be surprised if the reason why they haven't announced it is because they're going back, they're looking through the numbers, and they're trying to determine where to move on from there. So, we're looking at potentially another Batman game, which I mean, I really want another really good Arkham game, but with it being stuck as a VR game, and then on top of that, a VR Meta Quest 3 game, bro, just give us an Arkham game that's going to be amazing. Quit with the bullshit. That's just my opinion. Anyways, you guys, don't forget to mash that like button, comment down below, and let me know what you think about a potential fully VR, Batman game. I'm kind of interested to see how it goes. Y'all take it easy. I'll catch you later.